The love story between Prince Charles and Princess Diana has forever entered the chronicles of the British monarchy, becoming legendary. However, few people know that before fate brought Charles and Diana together, the Spencer family was already present in his life. Surprisingly, the first person from this notable family in his orbit was not Diana, but her older sister, Lady Sarah. Their connection, long relegated to the shadows of history, has begun to intrigue as details emerge, shedding light on the pivotal role this chapter played in the events that were to follow. What was the nature of the relationship between Charles and Lady Sarah? How did the older sister navigate the passionate romance between her younger sibling and the man who had once been a part of her own life? These lingering questions continue to fascinate historians and royal family enthusiasts. Could one meeting or a single decision have entirely altered the well-known course of events? The mysteries behind the closed doors of royal residences still stir curiosity. Why does the royal family remain silent, and what truths lie hidden behind the polished facade of their lives? Princess Diana was surrounded by countless rumors, yet much about her biography remains a mystery even today. Meanwhile, her older sister, Lady Sarah McCorquodale, has decided at last to shed light on some chapters of this personal history, boldly sharing her memories. Within her recollections emerge details about her own connection with Prince Charles. Lady Sarah, a member of the noble Spencer lineage, confirmed that she and Charles had a romance that began long before he made Diana his wife. In one of her interviews, she playfully referred to herself as the one who introduced Charles to Diana. Sarah also emphasized that there was no jealousy or discord between the sisters regarding these events, and that she had genuinely been happy for her younger sibling from the very beginning. This small yet significant detail adds a new dimension to the renowned love story. The Spencer family, renowned for its deep historical ties to British aristocracy, resided for centuries at the iconic Althorp estate. From childhood, Sarah's life was steeped in the luxury and rigid discipline typical of the upper class. Raised with traditional values, she attended prestigious institutions, including Riddlesworth Hall and the West Heath boarding school. Even back then, Sarah stood out among her peers with her sharp intellect, independent nature, and ability to captivate those around her. Her character was a fusion of social brilliance and steadfast adherence to her principles, often challenging the conventions imposed by aristocratic society. Lady Sarah and Prince Charles first crossed paths in 1977 during a traditional hunt held on the estate of mutual acquaintances. This gathering, steeped in the spirit of age-old British customs, left a profound impression on both. The prince, fond of nature and casual conversation, felt at ease in such a familiar setting. Sarah, with her vivid demeanor and natural charm, immediately caught his attention. Their conversations about culture, ecology, and art revealed a shared curiosity and drew them closer, sparking the beginning of a brief but memorable romance. For a time, the couple cherished private moments away from public scrutiny. They traveled through Scotland's picturesque landscapes, spent time together at Balmoral, a countryside retreat of the royal family, and simply enjoyed each other's company. However, their relationship faced its first major challenge when the press began to follow their every move. Known for her frankness, Lady Sarah quickly became the subject of media scrutiny, and her refusal to mask her thoughts and feelings led to a scandal. In one infamous interview, she candidly stated she had no intention of marrying Charles, regardless of whether he was a monarch or an ordinary man. This statement was met with disapproval from royal circles and served as the first warning of an impending breakup. The situation grew more complicated with mounting expectations from both society and the royal family regarding Charles's marriage. As the heir to the throne, he was expected to find a wife who met the monarchy's stringent standards, and public opinion played a significant role in this. After considerable thought, Charles decided to end his relationship with Sarah, realizing their union was doomed under such circumstances. Nevertheless, their parting was respectful, with no lingering grievances. Sarah returned to her usual environment, maintaining her reputation as an independent woman capable of charting her own path despite the challenges. An intriguing twist, however, was that Sarah played a key role in her younger sister's destiny. Shortly after her split with the prince, she introduced 16-year-old Diana to him. This meeting, where the young Diana made a deep impression on the prince, marked the beginning of a legendary love story that the world would talk about for decades. The story of Sarah and Charles is more than just a fleeting episode in the royal family's biography. It is a tale of pivotal choices, societal expectations, and the role of serendipity in the lives of those destined for the public eye. Although the romance between Prince Charles and Lady Sarah was brief, its impact on the fate of the royal family and the British monarchy is immeasurable. With her keen intellect, strong will, and independence, Sarah Spencer left a mark on the sequence of events that would change history. From her casual encounters with Charles to the moment she introduced him to her younger sister, Sarah was not just a witness to key events, but an integral participant. Her ability to live life by her own rules, while maintaining grace and courage, made her a symbol of someone with the rare capacity to shape the lives of even the highest elites. When the love story between Princess Diana and Prince Charles first began to unfold, it immediately became the centerpiece of British society and global fascination. Their introduction occurred during Diana's teenage years when she was just 16, and despite the differences in age and life experience, they quickly formed a unique bond. Young Lady Diana, known for her shyness and heartwarming sincerity, initially wasn't deeply impressed by the prince. She later confessed that her first impressions of him were mixed. She saw him as lonely and melancholic. However, over time, her opinion changed as their connection deepened. At the time, Charles was a mature and experienced figure, burdened by the intense scrutiny of the press and societal expectations. Having just gone through a difficult breakup with Lady Sarah, his encounter with Diana brought a sense of novelty, lightness, and sincerity into his life. The prince, accustomed to the intricacies of diplomacy and social obligations, was drawn to Diana's genuine demeanor and lively spirit. Despite their apparent differences, the subtle signs of mutual affection were evident from their early meetings. One of the defining moments occurred during their second meeting 3 years later, when Diana was 19. By then, she had grown more self-assured, though her charm and genuineness remained unchanged. At the same time, Charles had also transformed. Following the loss of Lord Mountbatten and his struggles to find personal happiness, he was now more receptive to warmth and support. Their relationship began to develop quickly. In a memorable instance during one of their encounters, Charles unexpectedly kissed Diana, a gesture that revealed the emotional shift happening within him. This marked the beginning of a relationship that would soon lead to their engagement. Their love affair, however, was far from smooth. Societal pressures, differences in their perceptions of love and marriage, and intense media scrutiny were among the many challenges they faced. For young Diana, the royal world was entirely new, unfamiliar, and sometimes overwhelming. While she eagerly wanted to embrace it, she often found herself under constant public examination. Their time together before the engagement was limited to a handful of dates and frequent phone calls, with the total number of their meetings barely reaching a dozen before Charles proposed. Despite doubts and differing outlooks on the significance of their relationship, Diana did not hesitate to accept the proposal. For her, it felt like the beginning of a fairy tale, the dream of becoming one of the most iconic women in the world. However, Charles's proposal, made before Diana's trip to Australia, revealed contrasting approaches to their feelings. During their engagement announcement interview, Diana declared with confidence that she was in love with Charles, while his response was noticeably more reserved, whatever in love means. These words served as an early red flag for both Diana and the public watching their union unfold. Nonetheless, the engagement was met with widespread excitement from the public. Millions admired the narrative of a noble heir to the throne united with a young woman who seemed perfectly suited for the role of princess. Yet, behind the radiant photos and joyful headlines, there were inner struggles and differences that would only become evident to the couple later. The preparation for their wedding was a global spectacle, dominating the headlines on both sides of the Atlantic. The ceremony, held on the 29th of July in 1981, captivated millions worldwide, both in person and on television screens. Their marriage symbolized a new chapter for the future of the royal family. But perhaps the most iconic detail of the day, aside from the couple themselves, was Diana's breathtaking wedding dress designed by David and Elizabeth Emanuel. With a 25-foot train and dazzling embellishments of pearls and lace, the gown became a new standard of royal elegance, cementing her image as the people's princess. Behind the glamour of this story, however, lay real challenges and complexities the couple would face later on. Yet Diana and Charles's wedding remains a symbol of a time when romanticism seemed inseparable from monarchy. Their story, despite its eventual heartache, continues to inspire many, a poignant reminder of the complexities of human emotions and the immense price of living under the lens of public opinion. The morning of Diana and Charles's wedding day turned into a true national celebration. Thousands of people filled the streets of London, and the city was immersed in an atmosphere of joy and festivity. Ecstatic crowds lined the procession route, hoping to catch even a fleeting glimpse of the future princess. The event was broadcast live across the globe, with more than 750 million viewers witnessing this grand moment. Lady Diana, accompanied by her father, Earl Spencer, arrived at St. Paul's Cathedral in a glass carriage, like a true fairy tale heroine. Her regal posture, natural elegance, and a faint but tense smile immediately won the hearts of millions on both sides of the screen. The ceremony itself was grand and refined, intertwining the traditions of the British monarchy with touches of modernity, symbolizing the importance of this union not only for the Windsor family but for the entire nation. The service, led by the Archbishop of Canterbury, brought together elite figures from around the world, including heads of state, aristocrats, and celebrities. Crowds held their breath as Charles and Diana recited their wedding vows, appearing in that moment to be the epitome of love. This stunning wedding soon became the prototype of what many envisioned as a real-life fairy tale. Diana's elder sister, Lady Sarah, attended the ceremony as a close family member. Later, she humorously remarked that her role in the couple's lives was more unexpected than pivotal. In interviews, she reminisced, "I'm just the person who introduced them. Funny, isn't it, that I've now been nicknamed their Cupid?" However, the widespread attention drawn to the wedding led to rumors that Sarah might have secretly envied her sister's happiness. There was public speculation that her past romance with the prince might have left a mark on her soul, especially given Diana's iconic success. Yet Sarah consistently refuted such claims. Her path to happiness had taken a decidedly different course. Long before Diana's wedding, in early 1980, fate gave Sarah a chance to start anew when she met Neil Edmund McCorquodale, a former army officer and respectable businessman. Neil, a man of genuine simplicity and sincerity, won Sarah's heart with his down-to-earth nature and honesty. Far removed from the prying eyes of paparazzi, their relationship developed into something profoundly meaningful. On the 17th of May, 1980, Sarah and Neil were married in a quiet church in Great Barrington, Northamptonshire. The ceremony was small and intimate, attended only by their closest friends and relatives. Sheltered from the hustle and glare of royal publicity, Sarah found her safe harbor in the calm of family life. Sarah's married life unfolded far from public scrutiny. Together with Neil, she dedicated herself to her family. The couple had 3 children, Emily, George, and Celia, and their lives evolved in the tranquil countryside, far away from the frenzied attention of the media. They settled on a farm in Lincolnshire, relishing the simplicity and peace of rural life. Sarah wholeheartedly embraced her roles as a mother and a wife, putting immense effort into creating a warm and loving home. Despite her quiet life, the public perception of Sarah's relationship with her sister Diana remained complex, especially in light of Diana's global fame. Persistent rumors suggested jealousy or judgment on Sarah's part due to the tumultuous history involving Diana, Charles, and the Spencer family. Yet Sarah continually disproved these speculations through her unwavering loyalty to her sister. She provided not only emotional support, but also played an active role in Diana's work. Later, Sarah became one of Diana's official ladies-in-waiting, underscoring the enduring bond and familial support that had always been central to their relationship. During the 1980s, as Diana immersed herself in expanding her charitable reach, Sarah frequently joined her in these initiatives. Together, they organized visits to hospitals and meetings with those in need. Particular attention was given to issues surrounding HIV/AIDS, focusing on areas that had been heavily stigmatized by society at the time. Sarah wasn't just a sister. She was a steadfast ally, helping Diana maintain balance in a challenging world filled with expectations and pressures. Meanwhile, Diana's personal life could not have been more different from Sarah's. Her union with Prince Charles appeared perfect only on the surface. Slowly but surely, cracks began to appear in their relationship, fueled by the pressures of royal protocol and deep-seated emotional differences. Problems were exacerbated by persistent rumors of Charles's ongoing relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles. Initially concealed, this connection became a growing topic of public discussion by the mid-1980s. Tabloids spent endless days speculating about Camilla's constant appearances at official events and her closeness to the prince. During this tumultuous period for Diana, Sarah remained a significant pillar of support. Understanding the pain her sister was enduring, Sarah was among the few who could offer advice without overstepping the boundaries of respect. Their conversations often ventured beyond personal struggles to address professional challenges Diana faced as princess. With her greater life experience, Sarah acted as both a mentor and a defender, standing by Diana through some of her most trying times. The stories of the two sisters, Sarah and Diana, illustrate how vastly different the journeys of two close individuals can be. Sarah found happiness far from the limelight, building a peaceful family life grounded in tranquility and privacy. Diana, on the other hand, was forced to live under the relentless scrutiny of millions, sacrificing personal comfort to meet the expectations of her status and the masses. Their choices illustrate two contrasting ways to find happiness amidst challenging circumstances, where love, family, and loyalty remain the central pillars. By the end of the 1980s, the world had begun to grasp a new narrative surrounding Prince Charles, his ongoing relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles. Though long rumored, this hidden dynamic became an undeniable reality following a scandal that shocked the public with its candor. In 1993, a private phone conversation from 1989 between Charles and Camilla was leaked to the press, a controversy forever known as Camillagate or, more sensationally, Tampongate. The recording revealed intimate details of their conversation, including a notorious comment by Charles where he jokingly expressed a desire to live in her trousers and be reincarnated as a tampon. These words provoked outrage, ridicule, and scorn, becoming fodder for tabloids that unleashed a storm of criticism against the prince. The royal family's credibility was shaken, and Charles's reputation suffered severe damage. Camilla, who had largely avoided the limelight, was now branded as the woman responsible for the disintegration of Charles and Diana's marriage. This scandal set off a cascade of confessions and revelations about the couple's tumultuous relationship, permanently altering how the public viewed their union. A pivotal moment came in 1994 when Prince Charles gave a candid interview to Jonathan Dimbleby. In it, he openly admitted to infidelity, claiming that his marriage to Diana had been irretrievably broken. While he stressed that the estrangement began long before his involvement with Camilla, the public found it difficult to forgive his betrayal of their beloved princess. Diana, in the meantime, made her own strides toward reclaiming her narrative. Her famous 1995 interview with BBC's Panorama became a defining moment. For the first time, Princess Diana spoke openly and unfiltered about her life within the royal family, the struggles within her marriage, and the emotional pain caused by Charles's relationship with Camilla. It was during this conversation that she delivered the iconic line, "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded." These words encapsulated the injustice she had endured, striking a chord with millions worldwide. Her raw honesty won over the public, yet it placed the monarchy in an exceedingly awkward position. Diana's frankness underscored the final breakdown of her marriage to Charles. This move triggered an outpouring of public sympathy for her as a victim of circumstance, while Charles faced mounting condemnation. Their separation had been officially announced in 1992, and by 1996, their divorce was finalized. Throughout the royal drama, Lady Sarah McCorquodale and Jane Fellows, Diana's sisters, remained an unshakable source of support during her darkest times. Their family bond miraculously endured, even amidst the sharpest tensions in Diana's life. They provided her with a sanctuary of love and understanding, desperately needed as she navigated the challenges of both private and public life. The sisters strove to shield Diana from the isolation imposed by royal expectations, though there were moments even they struggled to manage her rising fame. But nothing could prepare the family for the tragedy that struck on the 31st of August, 1997. On that fateful day, the world learned of the untimely death of the People's Princess in a car crash in the Alma Tunnel in Paris. Diana, accompanied by her partner Dodi Fayed, was attempting to escape relentless paparazzi pursuit. The chase ended in catastrophe when the driver, Henri Paul, lost control of the vehicle, which crashed at high speed. The car was utterly destroyed. Dodi and the driver were killed instantly, while Diana, gravely injured, was rushed to the hospital. Despite the best efforts of medical professionals, she succumbed to massive internal injuries hours later. The news sent shockwaves across the globe. Sarah McCorquodale's first duty was to bring her younger sister's body home from Paris. Accompanied by her other sister, Jane, and Prince Charles, Sarah undertook the most heartbreaking mission of her life. Upon returning to London, the family began the solemn task of organizing a funeral befitting Diana's legacy as the People's Princess. At Diana's funeral, Sarah was one of those who, despite her grief, demonstrated remarkable strength. Her touching tribute to her late sister moved millions around the world to tears. In her eulogy, Sarah highlighted Diana's extraordinary kindness, sincerity, and inner strength, qualities that had earned her the love of millions. After Diana's death, Lady Sarah continued to play a key role in preserving her sister's legacy. She was appointed a co-executor of Diana's will, ensuring that her charitable endeavors remained a cornerstone of her lasting memory. Sarah actively participated in managing Diana's estate and acted as a staunch defender of her sister's name against the rumors and speculation that persisted even after her passing. Lady Sarah McCorquodale always preferred to stay out of the limelight, choosing instead a life of peace and quiet. Yet her dedication to honoring Diana's memory, her loyalty as a sister, and her devotion to family continue to earn respect to this day. The story of the two sisters, Diana and Sarah, is ultimately one of love, commitment, and an unbreakable familial bond that endured even in the most challenging of times. Lady Sarah McCorquodale has played a pivotal role in preserving the legacy of her younger sister, Princess Diana, both personally and publicly. Sarah's contributions to honoring Diana's memory serve as a symbol of unwavering familial devotion that endured even after the tragic loss. Standing alongside her nephews, Princes William and Harry, Sarah has been a source of strength and support, helping them navigate the challenges that arose in the wake of their mother's untimely passing. Sarah also dedicated herself to continuing Diana's charitable efforts through initiatives like the Diana, Princess of Wales Memorial Fund, which raised over £112 million during its operation before closing in 2012. This work allowed Diana's kindness, generosity, and humanitarian ideals to inspire millions worldwide. Sarah carried forward Diana's passionate commitment to social causes, focusing on issues close to her sister's heart, supporting people living with HIV/AIDS, advocating for landmine clearance, helping children from disadvantaged families, and pursuing other charitable initiatives. Under the fund's leadership, a variety of programs were developed, echoing Diana's tireless dedication to helping those in need. Sarah's determination to uphold this legacy highlighted her own appreciation for the importance of humanitarian work and her ability to transform personal tragedy into societal benefit. Sarah's bond with Diana's sons, William and Harry, has remained steadfast over the years. She frequently appeared at key family occasions, including the weddings of both princes, William's marriage to Catherine Middleton in 2011 and Harry's to Meghan Markle in 2018. Her presence underscored the closeness she shares with her nephews and her readiness to support them in life's most significant moments. Beyond her family ties, Sarah has also been a respected member of her community. In 2009, she was appointed High Sheriff of Lincolnshire, and in 2010, she became the Master of the Belvoir Hunt, a position steeped in British tradition. These roles reflected her deep commitment to civic and social matters, as well as her desire to contribute positively to her community. Sarah has also shown strength and loyalty in more controversial situations, standing by those she considered deserving of her trust. In 2018, following an incident during the Belvoir Hunt involving an altercation between a group employee and activists, Sarah publicly supported the accused party, citing his years of dedication to the hunt and his integrity. This episode revealed Sarah's steadfast character and her willingness to defend those she believed in. Still, the shadow of Diana's tragic death in 1997 looms large over Sarah's life. The loss of her younger sister remains one of the most challenging experiences she has faced. When Diana's car crashed in the Alma Tunnel in Paris, as she and Dodi Al-Fayed tried to escape relentless paparazzi, Sarah immediately traveled to France. Along with her other sister, Jane Fellows, and Prince Charles, Sarah brought Diana's body home to London. It was an unimaginably painful moment, but Sarah upheld her composure to honor her sister's memory and support their grieving family. At Diana's funeral, Lady Sarah delivered an emotional eulogy that deeply moved all who attended. She spoke of Diana's sincerity, kindness, and resilience, qualities that had defined her life and inspired countless people. Her heartfelt words, filled with love and admiration, resonated with millions around the world, offering a poignant reminder of Diana's true spirit. Following her sister's death, Sarah became one of the co-executors of Diana's will, overseeing matters related to her estate to ensure that all her final wishes were carried out. She also focused on preserving Diana's reputation, protecting her name from unfounded rumors and speculation. Sarah's efforts have been instrumental in ensuring that Diana's legacy continues to inspire, standing as a vital part of modern history. Among the most debated topics surrounding Diana's passing was the decision regarding her final resting place. Her brother, Earl Charles Spencer, proposed burying Diana at Althorp, the secluded ancestral estate of the Spencer family. For Charles, this choice was deeply significant. He wanted to ensure that Diana could find the peace and privacy in death that she had been denied in life. Her grave was placed on a small island surrounded by a lake, creating a space of profound seclusion. The decision became a powerful symbol of the serenity Diana finally attained after a life marked by immense public scrutiny and media intrusion. Diana's burial adhered strictly to royal traditions. Her coffin was lined with lead for preservation, ensuring its longevity and emphasizing the respect afforded to her status. Weighing over 1/4 of a ton, the lead-lined coffin underscored the dignity and careful attention given to her memory. The secluded burial site serves as a memorial reserved for intimate family moments, providing a place where her sons and loved ones can visit her away from the public gaze. The Althorp estate, with its picturesque landscapes and ancient avenues, became not only Diana's final resting place but also a testament to the Spencer family's deep historical ties. In its quiet beauty, Althorp reflects Diana's own nature, her kindness, authenticity, and depth. For Sarah and the rest of the family, these grounds symbolized not only their shared grief but also the profound joy Diana brought to their lives. Lady Sarah has continued to embody the ideals Diana lived by: kindness, loyalty, and compassion. Her stewardship of Diana's enduring legacy showcases how even amidst tragedy, it is possible to preserve light and love. In his book Althorp, The Story of an English House, Charles Spencer detailed the careful consideration and heartfelt decisions that shaped Diana's burial. He explained that the serene and private setting of Althorp reflected the peace and dignity Diana longed for during her life. "We wanted her to finally rest in tranquility," wrote Charles, emphasizing that the island, located on an oval lake within the estate, was chosen as a sanctuary to honor her memory. Symbolism surrounded every aspect of Diana's grave. Along the path leading to her final resting place, 36 oak trees were planted, one for each year of her life. This avenue of trees has become a tribute to Diana's strength, longevity, and the impact she had during her time on Earth. The flourishing branches symbolize her ever-growing influence, which continues to inspire people around the world. The tree planting ceremony united Diana's family, including her sons William and Harry, her royal relatives, and the Spencer family, in a poignant expression of respect and love. The road to Diana's grave is also accompanied by a nearby memorial temple, constructed in the 1880s by John Spencer, the 5th Earl Spencer, and their great-grandfather. Originally intended as a place for reflection, the temple has since been repurposed as a tribute to Diana. Visitors come to honor her in quiet contemplation, drawn to the temple's inscriptions and its aura of serenity. Inside, 2 memorial plaques encapsulate Diana's spirit and values. The first bears Diana's own words, "Nothing brings me more happiness than trying to help the most vulnerable people in society." These words reflect her devotion to charitable work and her dedication to uplifting those in need. The second plaque holds a quote from her brother Charles's funeral address. "She was unique, complex, extraordinary, and irreplaceable." These lines capture Diana's essence, serving as a reminder of the grace and humanity that defined her. The Althorp estate is also home to a museum curated by Charles Spencer in Diana's honor. This space houses a collection of memorabilia, including Diana's jewelry, personal correspondence, and photographs. The exhibits offer an intimate glimpse into the life of a woman whose warmth and compassion touched countless lives. Beyond serving as a memorial, the museum has continued Diana's philanthropic spirit, with proceeds from ticket sales supporting charitable causes that were close to her heart. This has kept Diana's humanitarian work alive and upheld the values she held so dearly. Today, Althorp stands as not only a place of rest for Diana, but also a symbol of family, love, and remembrance. The Spencer family's profound connection to the estate is undeniable. For Charles Spencer, Althorp embodies the qualities that made Diana who she was: her contemplative spirit, her inner strength, and her enduring kindness. The oval lake and its surrounding natural beauty form an ideal sanctuary, ensuring Diana a peaceful eternity far removed from the chaos of public attention. The decision to lay Diana to rest at Althorp granted her the protection and respect she so deeply deserved. The secluded island burial reflects the privacy she yearned for in life while providing a place where her family, especially Princes William and Harry, can grieve and reflect in peace. Through this act, the Spencer family ensured that Diana's memory would remain a cherished part of their lives and a lasting inspiration to people around the world. Althorp, the Spencer family's ancestral estate, is steeped in history, natural beauty, and legacy, making it a profoundly meaningful place to honor Princess Diana. The secluded island on the oval lake has become more than just her resting place. It serves as a powerful symbol of eternal respect, peace, and humanity, qualities Diana radiated throughout her life. Encircled by sturdy oak trees, the island and its surrounding landscape seem to embody Diana herself, her love for nature, her resilience, and her unwavering strength. Decades after her tragic passing, this tranquil haven remains a reflection of her legacy and an enduring source of inspiration for millions of admirers worldwide. The decision to lay Diana to rest on the island was guided not only by practical concerns, such as safeguarding her grave from undue intrusion, but also by the family's desire to create a serene and contemplative site for remembrance. Charles Spencer, Diana's younger brother, wrote extensively about the choice in his book, Althorp, The Story of an English House, calling it a unanimous and deeply thoughtful family decision. He described the location as a perfect reflection of Diana, emphasizing that the estate's natural surroundings serve as a living reminder of her love for life, her inner peace, and her commitment to making the world a better place. One of the most poignant tributes to Diana is the avenue of 36 oak trees planted along the path leading to the lake, one for each year of her life. The planting ceremony was a profoundly moving act, joined by her family, including her young sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, who were still teenagers at the time. Growing taller and stronger with each passing year, these mighty trees stand as a living testament to Diana's enduring impact and serve as a powerful symbol of her life and legacy. Special care was taken to cultivate an atmosphere of love and tranquility around the island. For the 20th anniversary of Diana's death in 2017, the Spencer family undertook a complete restoration of her burial site and its surrounding gardens. The renovations incorporated a variety of plants that reflected Diana's love for nature and her vibrant, joyful personality. Among them were forget-me-nots, a flower that Diana adored. These delicate blue blossoms have become a symbol of her compassion, humility, and kindness toward others. Forget-me-nots, commonly associated with remembrance and enduring love, bring subtle yet profound meaning to the space, embodying Diana's enduring spirit and deep connection to those closest to her. In addition to forget-me-nots, rhododendrons were planted around the lake. Their vivid blooms bring splashes of color, representing Diana's zest for life and her grace. These additions to the landscape were carefully chosen to reflect her personality and values, turning the gardens into a living portrait of her character. The 20th anniversary of Diana's passing also saw the Spencer family coming together to rededicate her resting place to the principles she lived by. The commemorative ceremonies included members of the royal and Spencer families, such as Princes William and Harry, Duchess Catherine, Kate Middleton, and their young children, Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Their collective presence demonstrated the enduring bond between generations, a tribute to Diana's love and her role in shaping the legacy of her family. The restoration of Diana's burial site was designed not only as a gesture of reverence, but also as a means of creating a deeply personal and memorable space. The oak-lined path to the lake, with each tree representing a year of Diana's life, has become an enduring symbol of her strength, resilience, and the timeline of her extraordinary life journey. These trees, growing steadily stronger with time, mirror the unbroken endurance of her memory across generations. The reconstruction also included a meticulous revival of the gardens, replete with Diana's favorite flowers, including the delicate forget-me-nots and bold rhododendrons. These choice blooms not only beautify the site, but also serve as vivid representations of Diana's vitality and her deep connection to nature. The soft hues of the forget-me-nots highlight her gentleness and compassion, while the vibrant rhododendrons celebrate her unique ability to bring brightness and joy to all around her. A crucial aspect of Diana's final resting place is its privacy. The Spencer family's decision to keep her grave off-limits to the public stemmed not only from a desire to preserve her memory, but also from their wish to grant her loved ones a quiet and private space for grieving. Protecting Diana's privacy in death was a deeply loving gesture, a stark contrast to the often intrusive attention she faced during her life. This decision has ensured that her resting place remains sacred and untouched by the chaos of the outside world. The oval-shaped lake and its surrounding trees offer a serene refuge, a sanctuary where Diana's memory can be honored in peace and contemplation. From the very beginning, the Spencer family sought to create a space that would serve as both a symbolic and personal site, deeply resonating with those who come to pay their respects. It is undoubtedly this sense of sanctuary that continues to envelop Diana's resting place, preserving its aura of reverence and mystery even after more than 20 years. The artistic and natural elements of Diana's memorial, including the gardens, the oak avenue, and the island, were chosen with love and devotion. They serve as tangible reminders of the care Diana extended to others and the beauty she brought to the world. These thoughtful additions reflect how a family, even in the face of profound loss, can honor the memory of a loved one by surrounding it with enduring symbols of life and growth. Her sons, William and Harry, have played a significant role in preserving their mother's legacy. Throughout their lives, they have visited the island to honor her in moments of quiet reflection. Each visit they've shared, under the shade of Diana's oaks or near the blooming forget-me-nots, reveals the powerful connection between mother and sons, a bond that transcends time and loss. These visits underscore that Diana's legacy is not just a piece of royal history, but a deeply personal and lasting influence on the lives of her children. Prince Harry, even after relocating to the United States, continues to honor his mother's memory. In his memoir, Spare, published in 2023, Harry recounts taking his wife, Meghan Markle, to Althorp to show her Diana's burial site. This moving gesture highlights how Diana's spirit remains an integral part of their family and their lives, even as the years go by. Preserving Diana's grave, her memorial, and the many places tied to her life is not merely an act of commemoration for one of the most famous women of the 20th century. It is a means of passing down her story to future generations, a reminder of a compassionate woman who strove to make the world kinder and more just. Althorp, with its oaks, its serene lake, and its solemn temple, embodies the unbroken connection between Diana and her family, her legacy, and the light she brought into the hearts of millions. For the 20th anniversary of her passing, the Spencer family completed the restoration of the Oval Lake and its surrounding gardens, a significant step in maintaining Diana's memory. This project not only enhanced the estate's natural beauty, but also created a profound sense of reverence for Diana's life and legacy. The ceremony, attended by William, Kate, their children, and Harry, symbolized the continuity of Diana's influence across generations, as well as the enduring importance of her memory. The memorial at Althorp serves as a haven of remembrance and reflection, blending historical reverence with personal love. The 36 oak trees, the vibrant gardens, and the secluded island remind us of the Diana the world came to love, a woman who used her platform to champion kindness, equality, and hope. Every element within the grounds of Althorp has been designed with deep respect and care, enabling those who visit to connect more closely with Diana's legacy. For over 20 years, Althorp has stood as not just Diana's resting place, but a testimony to her profound impact. It is a place where the public's admiration and her family's devotion coalesce, producing something that is both historic and deeply personal. Surrounded by its natural beauty and timeless tranquility, Diana's resting place reflects an unshakable truth. Her influence on the world remains as strong and meaningful today as it was during her life. In the words she left behind and the lives she touched, Diana's legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. Through the quiet serenity of Althorp's Oval Lake, adorned with memory and steeped in love, one can finally come close to understanding Diana's heart, a place where kindness, strength, and humanity were boundless. Her story, marked by tragedy but filled with compassion, reminds the world that even in loss, love can endure, grow, and illuminate anew. Such was Diana's gift to the world, and such it will remain.